Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
How would you like to make your first million? And today we have as a guest Daria, which is the founder of Hydra.ai, which is a leadership AI coach technology. So Daria, tell us, what are the 5 steps to make your first million?
Well, thanks, Harry. It's great to be here. And it's an amazing question. I love it. Well, I'll tell you from all the leaders and entrepreneurs that I coach, I see there are like 5 elements that unite them, that they all have in common. And some, like they either have it from the start, or they gradually understood that that's what they need to have in order to get to the first million. And the first is build network. All of them have strong networks. They have networks that are they basically have different types of networks. They have their operational networks, which help them solve their immediate problems. And they also have strategic networks. These are the people who will help them grow exponentially. And they proactively invest their time and effort in building those relationships because they know it's a long game. So they have this network. That's number 1. Number 2 is they all create diverse environments around them. Like we all know, we've seen those startups and there's those founders who are very enthusiastic about their product, and they go out and reach out to people and talk about their product, and they do this customer development. But what they do is they kind of find people they like, or people with similar interests, or someone they know, and they stay with this bubble, which doesn't give them much of the information. So in order to build your product, to make it successful, they need to break this bubble and reach out to a much diverse audience. The third one is, well, guys, think about your finance. I know myself that's my weaker point, but you always need to think about your market, how much money you're building. You need to monitor your cash flow, think about finance. You can have brilliant idea, but you can just flush your cash in the toilet and it will not get there. The fourth one is build a strong team. That's my personal passion. That's what I believe is the most important thing in the world for business, for people to feel good and fulfilled at work, is having a strong team that is, again, diverse, that has different backgrounds, different skill sets, but you cannot build anything on your own, alone. So build a strong team.
Very
and
good.
finally learn, constant learning, growth, finding new skills to learn, improving skills you have, improving your product, improving your business skills, your leadership skills, your teamwork skills, constant learning. These are my 5 favorite steps.
Wow, that's amazing. So Daria, tell us, after a very successful corporate career that we read in your bio, why you decided to become an entrepreneur? Which is a very big thing to do, especially women and in tech. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a challenge. Well, I'll tell you why. I worked for Deloitte. I worked for some major international companies, and I've been through a lot of stuff, mergers and acquisitions, setting up offices in other countries, cultural transformations. And that was amazing. That was really, really great experience.
You can learn a lot, yeah?
You can learn a lot. And while doing that, I kind of figured out what is that I like doing the most. And the most, I like helping leaders grow and develop their teams. And to be honest, within a corporation, you can't you don't have that role. You don't have people working specifically with leaders who support them, be even better leaders and build greater teams. And that's thing number 1. And the other one is, I love the freedom of choosing my clients. I love the freedom of working whenever I want. I love the freedom of working wherever I want, whenever I want, and doing what I think is right, not what some other people think right. I know whether it's investor, founder, or someone else. These are my reasons.
Yeah, but let's check, because we think that the lack of the lack of leadership is what make companies out there fail. I think that the being a founder and is about developing your leadership skills. And I think, Daria, that you're touching a point which you're talking about culture. You say make sure that you have the right people and make sure this team is diverse, yeah? Because we saw a lot of we see a lot of tech companies out there that there's like a boys club, yeah? They are all full of boys, and nothing wrong with that. But why do you think that women in tech are having the hardest part when it comes to find funding, and when it comes to people believe in women uh, leading technology companies like you're doing right now?
Well, that's a very important question. I mean, to be honest, the world is changing. Like when I was 10 years ago, when I was a C-suite in a tech company, I was the only female in the room.
Wow.
Well, then 7 years later, there were 3 of us. So, I mean, the world is changing.
Slowly changing, yeah.
Slowly, but changing. Yeah. Well, women, we do have many challenges that we need to overcome just because of the nature of who we are. Like we have children, we need to give birth. But I know amazing founders who were flying across the ocean, expecting a baby any month soon, and still talking to investors and telling them that they won't raise funds for their startup. But still, it is still a challenge. The other thing is, let's say there are 2 co-founders, a man and a woman. And they think, okay, who's going to be the CEO? And in most cases, in the majority of cases, women kind of give it up to man because to be the CEO of the company. Why? I mean, I guess it's just cultural thing that takes time to change. Slowly, step by step, there are lots of initiatives supporting women in tech, supporting women entrepreneurs, tech entrepreneurs, to take their space in this leading tech companies. And we know a lot of amazing females who lead huge tech organizations. So it's changing. Yeah.
So why I'm asking you a question because I had an interview, I interviewed 6 months ago, the Minister of Finance of Zimbabwe, yeah? And this was his word. He was talking to me and he would tell me, Harry, we're doing some loans in Zimbabwe for agriculture, for women and men. So basically we can lend them some money. They're taking this money, they're growing some vegetables, they pay the loans back, then we give them more. And he said that the success rate of people paying the loans back and asking for more loans and growing, it was way higher, women versus men. So why, if women are more cautious taking risks financially and they're more, why do you think that venture capital is that women in tech is so underfunding? If you can see the data all over the world, female founders get funded way less than men. Why do you think?
Because they ask less.
Could be.
Well, that's a tendency. I mean, in Korea, in startups, women tend to ask less than men.
Maybe the venture capitalists, they have to change also, and trust more in women. That would be accurate to say. I mean, they can make a lot of money. I just don't see how they why this data is behaving like that. But again, it's changing slowly. Yeah, let's talk about diversity as well and culture, because all of these tech companies, okay, most of the tech companies, they historically started with a group of boys that they are software developers. They have a great idea, but then at the end of the day, the clients are everyone. The clients are women, Black, Chinese. So some tech company has reached this point where, well, we have to look at our culture deeply, because there is an inconsistency, and our clients are seeing that they are not represented in the C level, or in the whole organization, like they're buying. I think that we have several cases in tech giants that they have to restructure and put more attention on culture and diversity, not only in tech, other companies as well. So on the other hand, when you give us the 5 step, you are enhancing, make sure that you have the right team, and make sure that this team is diverse. Yeah. And I think it's great, because if you have the right people, but this team is diverse, then when the company grow, well, your clients are diverse, and they will feel represented in the company. So it's a very good way, and it said a lot about your leadership skills, right? So what do you think about leaders out there that or CEOs of the company that doesn't take this culture or inclusion seriously when they're building the company?
Well, if they don't take it seriously, their customers will take it seriously. I mean, we
Absolutely.
do see. Well, first of all, they will not be able to produce products that are like for diverse audience, and then there are a lot of customers that demand meaning and sort of like purposeful companies. And lots of people say, I'm not investing, I'm not buying from that company because I don't agree with their ethical behavior, because I believe they are unethical. So I want to invest and I want to buy from companies that are ethical. And it's not big, but it's growing, and people want meaning. People want more meaning while consuming things, and people want more meaning while like finding a job. And if I'll be looking for a job ever again, sometimes maybe I'll be looking for a company that like supports diverse environment, that cares about people in the company, about the community, about their customers, about the world. So, I mean, again, things will change.
Yeah, and women are brilliant for business. I think that when I started my first company, we managed to sell over 5 million. Yeah, and my few first employees, they were women, right? And I remember that they were all better than me at everything, all of them. And I remember that I was thinking, women are very assertive for an topic. This is amazing. It's very good. When women doesn't want to go out with a man, they say, oh, I don't want to go out with you. Why? Oh, because you're ugly. Women will tell you straight away the problem. Where the boys goes around in circle and circle, and sometimes I remember that when the girls that they were working with me, they would tell me, Harry, there is a problem with this, there is a problem with this. When they get tell me 3-4 times, I actually had to look into it. I knew that the girls are continuously repeating, solve this. I knew that it had to be solved. That was not something tiny that you can let go. And they were not holding back. They were telling me straight away at the beginning, which is very good. And my company was very successful because of that. Because with the faster we knew the problem, the faster we can address it, the faster that we can get them. So when we want to hire people and it was a girl, when the people would tell me, Harry, one more girl. I say, yes, brilliant. Don't worry. It's amazing. So why, if women are as valuable as men for business, yeah, what we need to do in order to have more women in tech?
That's a great question. And there are a lot of initiatives helping women, but I think that's not enough. We need initiatives helping men.
To understand the value of women, yeah.
I mean, well, the thing is, like, we all as women, like for example, I had to take a break for 3 years because, like, of maternity leave. I had two kids, and I wanted to take care of them. I wanted to raise them. I wanted to support them. I had some challenges. So I quit my corporate career for 3 years. If we live in the world, or like now, again, now it's changing, but when we live in the world where a man can take paternity leave and it's okay, and they can take care of the child, this burden doesn't have to be on women only, on women alone.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, men cannot carry a child, but they can take care of them
Absolutely.
like perfectly well. And when companies have policies for paternal leave, it helps women.
Exactly, because can balance out the scale. Very good. And
Yeah.
then Daria, tell us about leadership. I think that all the problems that we have in the world is because of lack of leadership, even in and also in companies. So, and now you develop a tool, a software that can help enhance the leadership in the organization. That's fantastic. So tell us a little bit about your product. What this how your software help? Is it help everyone to become a better leader? How does it work? It's like a leadership coach.
Well, thanks for the question. I'm still working on it. It's still in like kind of beta testing period. But I want to say something. I mean, well, to be honest, I think most of the problems in this world are because of leadership.
Yeah,
And by
I agree
saying
with you
that,
100%.
by saying that,
Lack
I
of
mean,
leadership, basically lack of leadership.
and
That's what we
sometimes it's
have.
like kind of too much of leadership. When people think I'm a leader means I'm a hero who needs to save the world one way or another. And I coach many leaders who say, I have to. That's my role. I need to do that. That's my job. There was a lot of I there. There was a lot of, like, the reasons are good. The motives are amazing, but the execution is wrong. You alone as a leader cannot do anything. Instead of being a great leader, focus on building an amazing team. When you
Absolutely.
shift your focus from you as a heroic leader who saves the team, the organization, the world, whatever, when you focus on the team, as a team, well, first of all, you empower people and you are more capable of adjusting to the ever-changing environment, making changes, moving faster. Shift your focus from leadership to teamwork, from leading the team to facilitating the teamwork and team dynamics. And that's what my AI coach is about, is how, like, if I am a leader, if I have a team, what do I do to to shift my focus to the team? What do I do to help my team succeed? How do I enhance collaboration, communication, trust in the team so that they are turned into a high-performing team?
Yeah, definitely. You are on the right track. I think that the leadership, the base of the or leader, right? It means to serve. That's what it means. So a leader is no someone that is all about, like you say, me. I'm the CEO of this company, and everybody had to do what I say, totally the opposite, right? How can you empower your team? How you can facilitate your team? How can you help your team? And it's about building this culture. I'll share with you a story when that company that we hired the girls, that I was hiring the girls, yeah, I was there in the desk, yeah, and then they used to come and ask me problems. How can I solve this? How can I solve that? And I put a sign behind my desk and I said, okay, don't ask me a question if you don't bring 2 or 3 solutions. Yeah, bring the solutions and then you can ask me a question. Otherwise, I don't know. You don't know. I don't know. Why should I know? So then they start to embrace that. Even they will come to me and say, "Do you have the solution?" "Ah, no." "Okay, go back, and when you find it, come back." And they start to make a joke in the office. "Oh, don't ask Harry anything. He's useless. Not gonna help you." Blah blah. But guess what happens? Because of creating that culture, they more and more start to bring the solutions. And then when they brought the solutions, say, okay, pick your favorite. Which one do you want? Which one do you think is better? And I said, No, Harry, you should say, why me? Same thing, it doesn't make any difference if I choose or you choose, because if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we have to pick the other one. It doesn't matter who choose the solution. Better you that actually brought them to me. And so guess what happened? And as I said before, they were all better than me and everything. And that was true. That's true. They were better at sales, better than on operations. So guess what happened? One day I arrived to the office and they told me, Harry, we don't need you. Go home. I'm like, what? You don't need paper in the photocopy? They say, no, go home. We don't need you anymore. The company go on holiday. Then I started to go on holiday. And when I was on holiday, the company was doing better than when I was around. Yeah. And the guests, as a joke, they would tell me, Harry, the only problem in this company is you. Go home. The company doesn't have a problem. You are the problem. Go home and we run amazing without you. And so in the end of the day, I kind of by accident create that culture in the company that they have the leadership to decide, to make the right decision, to embrace the decision in the company like was there, and that's what they were telling me. They were telling me like the company belonged to them. They would tell, go home, we run this amazingly, it's all fine. Come with a nice idea, so. And at the beginning you feel strange, but when you look back, yeah, I think this is the role of the leader. The leader is not about I'm the big CEO, I'm the big genius that saved the world. This company runs because of me. Totally the opposite. The more you can develop that leadership in your organization and give them trust to your team and decision making and type of facilitate. That's what I was doing there in the end. My company was just facilitating. They were bringing the idea, I was facilitating. Okay, which one do you think is best? So the more you become a facilitator and give that power to them, to the team, I think this is what true leadership is about. And I think that this is where makes the company succeed out there. And I think you are in the right track, because what you share with me, I've done it, been there, done it, and it's amazing. It's amazing. So let's talk about ego. Okay. So I think that the biggest barrier that there is in the development of the leadership of not only the CEOs but all the C-level and managers is that ego, like especially in corporate, right? You need to have this persona, this ego. I'm good. I'm the best. Then you get more money and things like that, right? And sometimes people, sometimes startup founders, they have corporate background, same like yours, and now they bring in this ego persona, this mindset, this mentality to a startup world, and it's completely different ball game, because here is not about me. Here is about empowering the team and what can we do together. So, what advice do you have for CEOs or for startup founders there? Or what can they do in order to change this mindset, to change this mentality, and start to become a leader? Because when you are an employee, it's one thing, but when you are a founder, if you're not a leader, your company is not going to succeed.
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, Harry, I mean, the story you told is amazing. That's exactly what leaders should do. Build a team.
I did it by accident. I didn't know anything. I did it by accident.
And then step
But
back.
try to work less. Yeah, I try to work. I always try to work less. This is good. I always been like that. Yeah, but it kind of by accident. But it works out amazing. Okay, continue.
I mean, and it wouldn't be possible if you had this big ego, because when someone has this big ego, they just cannot let it go.
They micromanage everybody. Yeah.
It's bad for them. It's bad for people. It's bad for the product. It's bad for everyone. Well, the thing is, yes, corporate environments, they do tend to kind of create this feeling, I need to show myself, I need to prove myself, I need for people to see me, otherwise I won't get a promotion, which is not always true. But I mean, we need to accept that there is this thing in these big corporations. So when you start a new business, like, first of all, ask yourself, what is important? Like, really, what is important? Is it being the best of the best? I mean, just don't do that. Don't start a startup. Go to some corporation, build your career there, like, be the loudest person in the room.
You will be the best of your best in the corporate, yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. But if you really want to make an impact, if you really want to create a product that will impact other people's lives, if you really want to work in a great team environment, notice your ego and let it go. Slowly, step by step, you'll manage to do that. But focus on the goal. What is that that's really important to you?
I love 100%, and even goes deeper, Daria, because we want from this broadcast, and we always sending this message to all entrepreneurs out there. We want them to be happy. We want them to have time with the families, have time with their friends, with the children, to travel the world, to do everything they love, right? However, there is sometimes, because of this ego, we find situations out there where the entrepreneurs are working Monday to Sunday, 12 hours a day. They don't have time to spend with the children. They don't have time to spend with the wife. They haven't taken holidays, and they are exhausted. They are frustrated, and also this pain, this emotional pain, can become a physical pain. So what advice do you have for those entrepreneurs that they are suffering out there and they don't let the ego go?
That's a big thing. I mean, I work with this kind of leader. The only thing that helps is if they really want to change. It's hard, it takes time, it might be painful, but if they want to change, they'll do that. And what this leader started doing is he started, it's not a diary, not a journal, but it kind of created data. He had a spreadsheet where he put how he felt, how much time he rest, how was his sleep, and he made decision based on this data. And he said, okay, I slept well, I slept a full 8 hours, and I was okay, I felt good. I slept 6 hours and I felt bad. He started to notice when he feels bad or good, because before that it was just all go, 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 like no conscious understanding of like how you feel. And based on this data, he started changing his behavior. And I do understand that doesn't like suit for everyone, because not all the people are that analytical and they can have this spreadsheet, mention everything there, and then make decisions. But self-reflection is key. Like, how do you feel? How much do you eat? When do you take a break? Some people book the break in the calendar. Like, do like book lunch, please, please do book time for lunch so that you can go out, eat it without talking to anyone about work, and like eat. So do whatever you want, but first self-reflection, understand that you need to change and start doing it step by step, slowly.
And then those ones that they don't agree, or they don't realize that they need a coach, what message do you have for them, that they don't surrender that ego and they don't realize, well, I need help, I need a coach? What words do you have for them?
To be honest, you don't need a coach. I mean, no one needs a coach. You can work, you can be successful, you can like create a business. The only reason when you should go and work with a coach is when you want more. If you have like really ambitious goals, if you want to move to the next step, then go find someone. But if you're okay with what you have, you don't need a coach.
Yeah, that's the reason that sometimes they are not okay, but they are trapped in this ego, and they don't realize, well, I need help. I won't be able to solve this problem myself, because let's face it, the trial and error is very expensive. And we interview a lot of multimillionaires in this podcast, and I interview one person. He has 40 exits in so many different industries. And he told me, Harry, I arrived to Colorado, and you know what? I didn't know anything about property, but I want to make some money in property. And I asked him, okay, what you did? And he said, okay, easy. I find I find the coach that knows about real estate in Colorado, pay him good money. He showed me how to do. There you go. After 2 years, I have a huge property portfolio. I'm making a lot of money here, and this is what I did. So successful people, they understand that they need help. They definitely doesn't have this ego. Rarely you're gonna hear them about themselves talking about me. It's always about my team, even Warren Buffett, the biggest investor of time, if you ask him how come you become so wealthy, he will say thank you to my team. He will never say, oh, because of me, and you know what I mean. So the more wealthy, the more successful are the entrepreneurs, you can see that the less of this ego, this self endorsement that is all about me is there. So why and we find a lot of people that struggle to surrender. Yeah, it happened to me also. Yeah, I was not like that. My first 2 years of business, I was doing everything by myself. And this business is me. And you know what? I was exhausted. I was working 12 hours a day, and I was tired. And yeah, I was making money, but I was angry, frustrated. I didn't have enough sleep. I was breathing that topic was very intense, because you had to wear the hats and you don't know how to do all the things, so you had to learn very quickly, and it was very exhausting and very lonely experience. But once you surrender to this ego, when I said, okay, let's start to hire people, then the magic happened, and to the point that I went for working like 12 hours per day, Monday to Sunday, to actually, after 2 more years, doesn't even need to go there. And it was magic. So it is possible, yeah. And it's okay to ask for help, right? Now, Daria, tell us why, which industry do you think that your technology can help more?
Well, you mean my
Design-
like the
application that you're developing?
AI? Well, it can help in industry where leaders work with people and teams, and mostly in the remote setting. I mean, it kind of try to shape it that way, because there are certain like specifics of working in an offline team or working in an offsite team somewhere, I don't know, in the sea, or like working in the office, or working in this sort of office environment but remote. So most of the tips and insights and ways of having this conversation would be more applicable for those who work in businesses, knowledgeable businesses, working remotely, whether it's high tech or like media or financial services, and not so much of I don't know, manufacturing or something else.
Okay. And then, Daria, so Rick, what are your next steps in your company? And you are doing in a beta pro. So what do you need the most at the moment to grow your company to the next level?
Well, first of all, I need to make a product, and that's why I use my tip number one of using my network. So I really like use my network to get people to test my AI coach, so that more people test, the more diverse and like people test it, the more feedback I get, the better it can be. So I'm at the stage of I'm utilizing my network, making it very diverse and testing it.
Okay, and then I mean there is something interesting with AI because AI is I mean they need to learn from a database, and if the database is good, if the database have good knowledge and good principle, the AI is gonna be amazing because it's only gonna learn good things. However, is the data or the source that the engine is learning from is not accurate, then it's not going to give you accurate results. So what is your plan to manage these risks to make sure that you fit the software and the technology with the right answer? Obviously, you have 15 years of experience. So what is your plan to feed this engine with the most amazing data so can create can help and develop amazing leaders?
I mean, it's a very important question of like, what is this data in AI? And I remember doing a test myself with an AI and asking questions about, okay, give me a description of a CEO. What AI did is the CEO was always like what we discussed, it was always a man. It was never a woman. I was asking question about the doctor, and the doctor was mostly man. I was asking question about the nurse, and the nurse or assistant were always female. So AI is biased. So what I do again,
Absolutely.
test, make sure like it's not biased, and I use again diverse people so they can test it from the perspective that I don't have. Like I'm biased myself. I know that. And I need to be conscious about my biases. And sometimes I don't see them. So I need other people to show me, hey, here is in your data, there is bias. Please check it. So that's how I make sure it provides accurate information that's relative, that's suited for people, that's non-biased.
Very good, very good. And another thing about technology that we find a lot and founders is that people not doing exactly what you're doing, right? We have people in tech, founders that we see companies out there that people use all the money, all the time, all the resources to develop a product, an AI product, working product, and then when they take it to the market, nobody wants to buy it because it's never, it's not about the product that you think that they need is exactly what you're doing. You are asking your network, showing the prototype and say, look, this is how the product is going to look like. What do you think, guys? What do you think, girls? Do you think that that this is helpful? Would you willing to pay for this in the future? How much are you willing to pay in the future for? And is that data, that feedback that you will receive from this network, of the more diverse network, you actually at the beginning you talk something really powerful. Are you 100% right? Yeah, your entrepreneurs will have in that bubble that are creating a product. Yeah, they are friends, families. Everybody will tell you that the product is amazing because none of them are buying them. Yeah, but if you open that network a bit more broad and you start to show the prototype to potential clients, and they can give you this feedback, you can actually shape the product and make it a product that actually they want to buy, not the product that people have in their head. And we have like 98% why the companies fail, technology companies fail out there, is because of the mindset of the CEO that somehow have this concept, right? That, well, I had to create a product, and if I don't have good product, nobody will buy it. And then they put all the time and energy in developing that product that they think the client will buy. And it doesn't work like that. It's better to put as less money and resources as possible in a small prototype and ask this wider audience how if they like it. I mean, I have a story to share with you. in that business, when I opened this property business, yeah, I have to rent my first room. Yeah, that back then I was doing everything by myself. So I opened the room to a person, and it was a boy. I said, "Look, this is the room. Do you want to rent it?" And the guy told me, "Wow, no, I would love to rent it, but this room needed a bit of painting. Yeah, it's a bit dirty. No, like that, someone rent it." So when the guy left, guess what I did? I went and I painted the room in white myself. Amazing. So then I had the second viewing, and then it comes a girl. I said, "Look, what do you think about this room? It's amazing, right? Clean, right?" And the guy say, "Yeah, but the room looks a little bit cold, it's it's too cold, the room for me. I'm not gonna take it." So then I went to IKEA and I bought, I remember the bed cover. The color was orange, red, and pink. and I buy painting, and I think that for £1 I bought like a vase with flowers. And guess what happened? The third person, a girl, came. I opened the room and said, "Do you like to rent this room?" And the girl said, "Yes." and this is what happened. So in the end of the day, they were not willing to buy the product that I have for them. I had to listen to their feedback. And when I created a product that they were ready to buy, that's when they bought, and that's the end of it. And the rest was history. So why do you think that is the source of the mindset of the founder, that somehow they are thinking in the other way around? That let's put some of them, they sell the house, take the money for their parents and develop this amazing product. Tech is expensive, AI is expensive, like you were talking about finance. The money goes down the drain like that. And you have to be very, very careful when you're in this status. So what do you think is the source of all this?
I believe it comes back to what we talked about before, the ego. I want to create a unique product that no one else has, that's so unique that everyone will start buying it, even if it's square hats for square heads. I mean, who would need that? Yes, it is unique, but no one needs that. So instead of like putting your ego aside and go and talk to people, not about the product, but about the pain they have. What is that they're struggling with? When you stop focusing on the product and start focusing on the problem you're trying to solve, that's when you can come up with a solution. Because when you focus on the problem, you focus on creating an impact or bringing value to other people. You put your ego aside. No, it's not going to be a unique, one-of-a-kind product, but it's going to be a product that will help other people, that will serve other people, and that will bring you money.
Exactly, the same thing. It comes to leadership. It's about to leave your ego and to become to serve. How your product gonna serve other people, and how you as leader can facilitate your team to create a product that serves the people. So how you gonna serve your team, so your team create the product that will serve the people. So at the end of the day, being a founder is being a service. Become a facilitator of being a service, and they coming from this mindset, from this space, happy things are gonna happen. Yeah, beauty, the magic will happen. But otherwise, it's painful, it's hard, and we don't want anybody here to sell the house and lose the money. We don't want anybody listening to take, to lose money from friends, family. And we know that you're trying to do the best with what you think. But if you listen this podcast that we have today with Daria, I think that had been amazing, a lot of valuable information. And this is the truth. This is the reality. We are sharing with you the reality, how things work, and we are, if you surrender your ego and you listen, it's gonna be a very easy path for you to success. So thank you so much, Daria.
Thank you, Harry. It was great conversation. Really enjoyed that.
Thank you. And for all of you following the Unstoppable podcast, see you in our next episode, how brave entrepreneurs like Daria break that wall and achieve the first million. Bye for now.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.